Nepal, a country known for its peace, its mountains, and its warmth, suddenly found itself trembling with unrest. The street that once echoed with laughter now carried the weight of protest. A death of a young protester, a voice from Gen Z, had shaken the nation. And what began as a moment became a moment of reckoning. News channel flashed, unsafe for Indians. Social media burst with tension. But we weren't going there for headlines. We wanted to see what was real, what remained, kindness or chaos. Because sometimes the truth of a place isn't written in articles, it's written in the eyes of the people. It was back in July when we first planned this trip, but as always, there's a wide gap between planning and actually making it happen. As days got closer, excitement grew, and so did the doubts. Friends said, cancel. Headlines said, stay away. But our heart said, go anyway. Not for adventure, but to listen, to see, to understand. Then came 2nd of October 2025, the day we decided to move. Our goal, reach Pani Tenki, the Indo-Nepal border. But the heavy rains had other plans. We had to halt in Siliguri that evening, as it was getting dark, and traveling in such conditions near the border at night felt like inviting trouble. So we decided to continue our journey to Pani Tenki the next day. Little did we know then, the moment we entered Nepal, nothing about this journey would go as expected. The next day we reached Pani Tenki, the last town before the border. But the roads to Nepal had one more twist waiting for us. An issue with our RC documents stopped us right there. Out of 3 of us, 2 weren't allowed to cross. Hours went by, back and forth, explanations, refusals, frustration. Eventually, through alternate means and by paying extra, we got our entry permits. But that small victory came with a dent. Our budget was already tight. Our ATM cards and online payments weren't working. And then, the final blow. Only a 7-day permit. We had planned for 11. Now it was 7 days, 100 of kilometers, and the risk of being fined or stranded if we couldn't make it out in time. It wasn't just a trip anymore. It was a countdown. It was already 11 am when we crossed into Nepal. Kathmandu was 472 kilometers away, almost 12 hours. Reaching the capital the same day wasn't possible. So we decided to cover at least half the distance. By 8 pm we reached a small town called Itahari. It was the Dasein, Nepal's biggest celebration. We found a hotel online and rode there, exhausted. The owner, a soft-spoken man. We called him Dai. He welcomed us like family. He noticed our tired faces and dusty jackets and said, "You should eat first." His staff had gone home for the festival, but he insisted on helping us himself. He pulled out his car, an electric one from China, and told us to hop in. We hesitated. We were covered in dust, soaked in sweat, but he smiled and said, "It's fine, you're guest." And at that moment, the simple kindness said everything about Nepal. He waited for us as we ate, even helped the people at the stall to serve plates. A man with money, but more importantly, a man with heart. That's our first night in Nepal, and already it felt like home. Later that night, over a few drinks, we talked about the day, the border, the rain, the hurdles, and the warmth that melted it all away. We had crossed into an unfamiliar land, only to be met with something deeply familiar, that is, humanity.